Lee Boxing Truth. So, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney have signed a contract for Zuffa Boxing. So, Zuffa Boxing and Dana White, as Dana White described yesterday, that they're pretty much going to take over boxing. Me, I never want to see boxing under just one umbrella. Seems too much of a monopoly. It doesn't seem right. I always like the competition, and I've been hearing boxers speak out. Oscar De La Hoya and recently Roy Jones. I respect both boxers because both of them dedication, both of them love for the sport. Oscar De La Hoya being that promoter, after his boxing career. Roy Jones being that trainer after his boxing career lets you know that they're not just about money or business. They really care for the sport that they had put blood, sweat, and tears. And the Muhammad Ali Act, where it lets the fighter know how much was being paid, how all these monies are being spent. And what I'm hearing is that Dana White allegedly wants to take away that information. And to me, that's never a good thing. The majority of most of the money should go predominantly to these fighters. I don't want to see these promoters getting rich or ripping off fighters. I don't want to see it. We already had that era where fighters weren't getting paid what they were supposed to get paid. That's why you had the Muhammad Ali Act. I don't come to watch none of these promoters. None of these promoters I could care less for. If the fighter decided to make his own promotional team, I would support that. Because at the end of the day, I want to see the fighters, get paid. And I also want to see the best fighting the best, and it will happen. It has happened. We just had a good fight right now with David Benavidez, and he's looking for more fighters. We got Gervonta Davis in there, gonna give us some fights. Hopefully we can get those good fights too. But we have Earl Spence. He's going to be fighting after his one loss. We just got to remember, he fought one of the best fighters around. And to have somebody like a Terrence Crawford support him afterwards and said he's going to be in Australia to support Errol Spence just lets you know the brotherhood, the fraternity that they have of boxing. And then no disrespect to Dana White, but you still have UFC problems that you need to fix. So hopefully this is not being paid by Congress to make certain things go Dana White's way. A person who doesn't have no big influence on boxing whatsoever. And I always thought with the sanctioning bodies, I always thought that these retired boxers should have a good say-so in it. Their thoughts and the way they think for certain fighters, for certain organizations, should matter. And I'm always for that. I need the transparency between how much the boxers and how much the promoters are getting paid for the fight, so we don't have people getting ripped off. Not saying that they have to give the fighter all the money, but it needs to be explained why certain situations have to happen. Maybe we made $40 million on this fight, and I can only give you $6 or $7 million because I still got to take care of this. This has to be taken care of, and we still have other fighters that we have to promote. Or this is our fee for promoting you, a flat fee. And, it comes out to just transparency. And I believe any fighter that risks his life, puts his life on the line for boxing, definitely I believe in having insurance and medical and all that stuff. So that part is good. But I also feel that you're telling a fighter that he has to wear this type of shorts, he has to wear that. No, we're not doing that. This is not NBA or NFL. This is boxing. We like the fighters to have a little bit of character in their performance and stuff and give a show. They're giving a show and they're also putting up a fight. You like your Floyd Mayweathers, you like your Zab Judas, You like your Oscar De La Hoya. You like them wearing their color of the flags and stuff like that for people and then the boxing gloves too. I don't know if they have them in different brands or whatever but it seems like they're trying to monopolize on the whole uniform, on the whole gloves. I see slick stuff and I see it in plain eyes. You got to get this Zuffa gloves, Zuffa belt, Zuffa this, Zuffa that. So now you're going to be paying them for a belt. There's too many belts as it is, and right now you can't just come in here and we have established fighters. You got David Benavidez, you got Earl Spence, you had Terrence Crawford. You still got Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, even though they're on Zuffa. But you have Jerron Ennis, and you have Pitbull Cruz. You have these other young fighters coming up too, Abdullah Mason and all these other ones. And I'm not sure. Abdullah Mason might be with Zuffa after his contract, depending on how it goes. So with that being said, these fighters that are getting these deals, shout out to them. I'd be even more impressed after this contract's over. They get the same amount. So stay tuned and look at the next contract. When the Zuffa contract runs out, look at the next contract that they get. This will let you know a lot of things, because what I see, what I'm picturing, I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing that they're throwing money out, certain money's out, fighting them, giving them pretty good money, and then at one point they're going to have a ceiling, and they're going to be like, okay, now we're not going to pay you no more money. We got all you guys now. This is your new program, and you're going to be fighting five to six times a year, which I get it. Fans will like. There's nothing wrong with that. But then only a couple fighters will get that percentage, even if they fight sometimes a big name. And to me, if you want to be free, independent, I feel like Zuffa's not the spot for you. But if you don't mind and you're making the big money and that's okay with you, then it's okay with you. I couldn't tell somebody to turn down the most amount of money that they've seen in their life. But as a boxing fan, I always want the boxer to win. So if they're winning in that situation, so be it. But I feel like, you look at Benavidez, and Benavidez was outright spoken. He's doing his own career thing. He's his own boss. He's going to come in doing his own thing. And he's got fights lined up for him. He's got people wanting him to fight. I don't know how the pay-per-view sales went, but I'm pretty sure he made at least 10, 15, 20 million, if not more. I'm not counting his pockets like that, but I'm pretty sure he's up there now. The guy is taking over Cinco de Mayo. And when you take over a major holiday with Latinos backing you, with Mike Tyson walking you out, all I can say is whoever Shakur and Devin are fighting, and if they're fighting anybody on the outside, make sure that you get paid too. Make sure you get paid. Yeah, they'll get a big lump sum, but make sure you probably make the best money you made. You don't need to sign to no contract, because it seems like they're going to need the fighters. Because I'm trying to match up fighters with them on Zuffa Boxing. And if anybody can mention fighters that they could be fighting right now, I'm pretty sure Devin Haney and Conor Ben could probably fight. But I'm trying to look for Shakur, unless they're going to force Shakur to go up. With that being said, Lee's Boxing Truth, like, comment, you know what to do. Subscribe.